Hello, Mr. Sillies here from Advanced Quantitative Leasing, and today we're going to be looking at using technology with statistics. And so we're supposed to go ahead and look at this data. Suppose we collected on 25 potato chip bags the weight to the nearest gram of the potatoes, and it's all listed below right here. So 25 grams, 25, 23, 26, 25, and so on and so forth. So this is a whole bunch of potato chip bags, and they just weighed them by the gram. So they want us to create something called a dot plot and then describe the distribution. So first off, dot plot is very, very easy to construct. So first you start with a number line. Now, I already made part of mine, and what I did is I looked at the numbers and I found the lowest numbers, and I said, you know what, that's near 20, so I'm going to start the graph with 20, and then I think it doesn't go beyond 30, so I just use 30. So as you can see, I put this all together right here. So 20 to 30, evenly spaced marks. And I use this paper because it's really easy to go ahead and use a dot plot with this. And I'm going to be using X's and not an actual dot. So this is what you do. Alright, so we have 25 here. So we're going to go cross that out. And we go ahead and count it right here. So we're just going to go ahead and use this like a tally sheet. So we got 25 there. We got another 25 here. Then we go to the next one, 23 now, and we just put an X at each and every level as we go. And just keep on going until we go ahead and finish all the data from here. Now, to go ahead and save some time, I went ahead and did this a little bit earlier. So here's our dot plot. Now, the dot plot looks pretty symmetrical, and it looks really, really good. It looks like our median is here at 25. It's an even distribution. Doesn't look like it has any outliers either, but we have to take a look later on. But here's what's important. They said that the true mean weight of the entire population originally was mu equal to, let me see, 28 grams. Or something like that. That's what I remember. And it's way below. But this doesn't prove that the manufacturers are at fault. We need more tests. We need more samples. But we're going to go ahead and go a little bit beyond that. And that's actually some of the parts to number 2. Okay, so now on number 3, they're asking us to use your calculator or spreadsheet software to create a more formal display of this data. Make a sketch of the results here and save the electronic copy, blah, 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 blah. So if you create a histogram, remember carefully considering your bin size. Okay, now take a look at this. I have the TI-83s, or actually TI-84s. TI-83s can do this also, but this is what we do with it. Unfortunately, because I went ahead and marked it up, maybe on our own sheets when we do this, we should not go ahead and start marking these because we're going to need that data anyway. So right here, oops, turned off. So I'm going to go over here, and I want to put this data into the stats, into statistics. So I look for the stat key. This is STAT, which stands for statistics. Just hit that. And you see this menu. We want to pick edit because we want to put this information inside of a list. The best list that we can use right now is L1. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go down the line. Well, that's a 25, enter, 23, another 25, a 23, a 26, and a 25. And I'm just going down the lines and I'm putting this in the calculator. But it's very important that we're very accurate. There's 25 of these. So we should end up where it says L1 25 for the very last thing we go ahead and type in, which should be 25, or going across should be 25, whatever. Alright, so you put your data into this thing. And what they're asking us to do is create a histogram. Well, guess what? I've already gone ahead and put all this data into my calculator. But right now, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So right here, there's all my data all the way down to the last one, which is 25. It says 26 because that's the next line for the next piece of data. Now, we're going to go ahead and do a couple of things. We want to go ahead and get a histogram. It's going to hit y equals. There shouldn't be anything in here, so if there is, just delete it. Just go ahead and delete all that. I want to go to plot. So if I just hit plot, this is just going to plot the points anywhere. But I don't want to do that. I want to go ahead and do something a little bit more exciting. So I go to second y equals. And that gives me this new menu. And I want to go ahead and pick this one. So I'm going to hit that. Now I want to turn it on because I want to be plotting, but I don't want to plot points. This is for points, this is for a line, this is for a histogram. We've done this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. I'm going to go ahead and put my cursor right here, type, and I want to pick histogram. Push enter. Now unfortunately it doesn't allow us to go ahead and control the bin size. So I really don't know how to do that. So if anybody knows how to control bin size using the TI-84s, send me a comment on YouTube or Vimeo, wherever we're going to go ahead and put this on, and tell me how to do that. Because you know what, I'm really interested in controlling bin size. Now remember, bin size is how much space. So right here, bin size, if I were to do this with this data right now, I could do it with 1. In which anything at 23 would go into that particular bin and just make a bar graph like that. Or I could make my bin size of 2, which would control everything from 23 to 24, and actually these two would go together, so that would make a total of, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and make a stack 9 high. Now the problem with histograms, because we can combine any piece of data together, that means that we're losing some accuracy. We go ahead, and if we do make the bin size too big, we could just make one bar just one really gigantic bar here, and we don't want to do that. So right now I have it on histogram. It's going to automatically choose for me. I really don't know how to do that. I'm going to hit graph. Uh-oh. Where's my graph? Uh-oh. No, I know how to fix that. You hit zoom, and you look for zoom stat. And there's my histogram. And I can just copy it, draw it. In fact, I can even see what this value is, and which is probably 23. So trace. If I want to go ahead and check stuff, I'm going to check trace. This is 23. That's almost 24. This is 25. That's 26, 27. And then, of course, right there. Alright, so you can see how that works. It's really simple, especially if you want to trace. So you know, you can go ahead and draw this out. Just making sure you go ahead and make your drawings accurate. And all that good fun junk. I say good fun stuff a lot. Just like that. And so there we have a histogram. Now we can see the trend. It's almost symmetric. It's a little bit off. We have a gap right here that's caused by how it produced the histogram. I wish I could control that a little bit better. But maybe we don't want a histogram. What happens if you want a box and whiskers graph? Well, actually, we can do that. I'm going to go back to second y equal. I'm going to go back to the plot. And instead of choosing histogram, I can choose this one or this one. That's for box and whiskers. Now, here's the thing about the box and whiskers. This one will just go ahead and put out the data. The other one will put out the data and calculate any outliers. That's a really cool thing. So I'm going to do this one first. I just want to see how it comes out. Zoom 9. Always use Zoom 9. And there's my box and whiskers graph. And I can even see through the trace, hey, 25 is my median. 24 is my quartile 1. 23 is my minimum. Quartile 3 is 26. And my maximum is 28. So if I wanted to draw this just like this, put that right here. Let me see. Put this line right about here. I'm trying to copy it as best as I can, and I can just put down the values. 28, 26, 25, and 24. And there's our representations. So we made the sketches of that. Alright, so we finally get to number 4, which is a really cool one right here. This is a really cool little thing that we're going to be looking at. You can use your calculator or spreadsheet software to create a precise numerical descriptions of the data. This approach is quicker and usually more accurate than computing by hand. Well, I wouldn't say that all the time, but if you have large amounts of data, yes. So they want the mean of the data, or X bar. Well, you're not going to get it from here. Not going to get it from here. But you can get this from a command in the stat. So you go to stat, you go to the right, and you pull up calc, and you want one var stats. So you end up with this menu. Just hit enter a whole bunch of times. Hit enter, and there it is. And there's our X bar. X bar is right on the top. And you can actually move this up and down just to go ahead and take a look. So X bar is 2516. That's our average. Standard deviation or spread outness, well, that's S sub X. That would be this one. That's 1.46. N, it stands for the number of numerical values, and if you look at N right here, it's actually right there, 25. Right inside of our list. 5-number summary, so I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. So remember, 5-number summary is the min, Q1, median, Q3, and the maximum. And let's see, first one, our min is 23. 24 for that one, 25 for the median, 26 for the Q3, and then 28 for that. Alright, numbers in 5. This represents just our 5-number summary. Our median, our minimum, our maximum, our quantile 1, quantile 3, and our median. And so this represents the points on the box and whiskers graph. That's really, really interesting that we can go ahead and get all this just from our calculator from using that one command, one var stats. One var stats is a very powerful command, you know, especially if you have a lot of data. If you have like 100 data points, just go to stat, put them all in the edit, then you go over here, pull up the vars, one var stats, not 2 var stats because we're only doing 1. And that's about it. If you have any questions, put some comments into the on the video. Go ahead and ask questions inside the class and all that good fun stuff. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.